collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this full moon to new moon, August 2022. I am your reader. Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch. Professional intuitive, president of Join the Circle Productions since 1998, 24 years of service at the time of this recording, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box. You can preview it for free. And I'm a creator on Patreon, patreon.com/Drawing the Circle, serving there pretty much every morning. I have been every morning, cup of coffee in my bathrobe, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical implications, the spiritual practices, and we always end with a little prayer blessing, as well as I am packing benefits into every level of my subscribers over on Patreon. So if you want to come play, if you want a deeper experience of the magic, the miracles, the mysticism, and the Mal, they are my initials after all, then come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, my Scorps, my 8th housers, yay, a shadow read, what fun. Oh, shadow work, the waning moon. If you are new to my channel, though, an 8-card draw used to be 7, now it's 8. I got a new deck, added it to make it an 8-card draw. Clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline, therefore a timed, not a timeless read. You can certainly look at the playlist for the ones I've done in the past. The 5-card are from new to full. Plant a seed, watch it grow. The 8-card, or in the past 7 cards, has been the waning moon. Weed the garden so that you can plant the new, which is what we're doing here. Let's take a look real quick at the this astrological timeline, the full moon in Aquarius. Thursday, August 11th, 9:36 p.m. Eastern. I am in New York, which is lovely. An Aquarius moon on a Thursday. That's a lot of air energy. Thursday, jeudi, Jupiter's day, right? Think Zeus, right? A gas giant, the planet Jupiter, the day of Thursday. So it's a lot of air, and add to that the fixed air of Aquarius. This is going to be a great day for social justice. Just saying, you know, for yourself as well as for humanity, but, you know, you do you. So when the moon rides out her peak, then ye heart's desire seek, cast your brains out, and then we've got the 2 weeks of releasing, forgiving, letting go, waning, right? I use the language of spiritual alchemy, from lead to gold. Alchemy from lead to gold, that lead has 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table, so those 3 atoms have to be waned, released, transformed, etc. So that makes its way to the new moon in Virgo. I'm a Virgo sun sign. I'm looking forward to that, and it's on a Saturday. Mutable Earth Virgo moon on Saturday, the day of Saturn and Earth planet. Do you see the lineup from like double air to double Earth? It's very much something. Anyway, I could go on forever about this stuff. Saturday, August 27th at 4:17 a.m. So we'll be waking up in that energy, at least on the eastern seaboard here in the United States. So it is a general read. Standard YouTube reading rules apply. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. I will never understand why anybody thumbs down a general reading, not just mine, anybody else's, because it's a general, it's just not your read, right? And do check your other signs to get more information about the timeline we are about to look at. Your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, all you could have different information about the same situation that needs to be released. Alchemize, choose your language. As well as you might have 4 different areas of your life that need some healing, some releasing, some letting go. And as you heal one, they all shift because you're the common denominator, right? It's all holographic. Boogie, oogie, oogie. Sorry. Trying to keep it light. But more importantly, before these cards hit the table, do understand that there is the personal shadow and the collective shadow, right? So the more that we heal our own individually, the more we are lightening the load for all of humanity, right? And when we push it down and repress it, Scorpios, you're sort of known for it. I love you. No tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. it goes into the collective unconscious, and it pops up as school shootings and violence and war and crime and all of those other violations based in fear and the illusion of separation. So that's why shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy. That's what shadow work is, at least in my opinion. And every time you do that just a little bit, you shift to a more golden, healthy timeline, not just for yourself, but the people in your life and really all of life on planet Earth, right? It's very quantum leap, except it's a little more deliberate. You just don't wake up somewhere. And sometimes you do, I guess. Oh, the 80s. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I'm going to try and keep this fun. It's a Scorpio reading. It's a shadow reading. You guys are sort of known for it. Yeah, so focus on your breath if you will. And I will do my best to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace to help you out. On Pisces moon, I understand empathic resonance. Sometimes you don't know if it's you or if it's humanity or the person next door or what. So please take a nice deep breath. Let's do this. From explanation to divination, here we go. Still point. Whole neighborhood got silent. Oh, here we go. Using the Caroline Myss archetype cards, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. The angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the general assembly, the higher selves of all involved, the spirit animals, totems, Lord Ganesh, and the pantheons of all pantheons, traditions, lineages, and cultures. For one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, because if the cross-watcher applies this to themselves, not only will they help the Scorpio collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, but also, again, all life, right, in the alchemy. So please, one card in clarity. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype? Really, this sets the tone for the entire reading. The soul power being developed, alchemized from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, illusion to truth. For the Scorpio, close. The Scorpio collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, this full to new August 2022. We've got the Don Juan. Who else got this one? I know, I saw it. Oh, Leo got this. So fixed fire and fixed water, huh? So we'll get you two get together on the town. I can see a lot of this if you don't. What is love? Now, it is a wild family card archetype. Obviously, it would seem like there are 9 different families. Yes, the masculine family is one of them. And Don Juan certainly indicates male, Don being father, Father Juan, I believe is the correct translation. But this is a wild card family archetype. It can show up in any way, shape, or form, and don't immediately jump to the conclusion that it is romantic sexual, because car salesmen have this, not all of them, obviously, and I'll tell you why. The shadow attribute written on the card indicates the shadow work, it's the lead, it's the stuff you don't want to look at or deal with. And if you are looking at it and dealing with it, you certainly don't want anybody else to know about it. The light attribute is what you are shooting for. And remember, if you see this in the outside world, here's your opportunity to shift it for you, and then quantum ripple, whatever you want to call it, the shadow attribute, using the power of romantic attraction for private agenda. In other words, you know someone's interested, you know someone's attracted, so you use and manipulate them, thinking that one thing is going to happen while you're doing another. It's a flirt with a hook in it. That's a good way to say that. Thank you, whoever that was. Never said that before. The light attribute spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. And I said this in the Leo one, so maybe it's a little bit easier for Leo. What are your positive, seductive qualities? I mean, I'm Leo rising, so it's like my hair, right? That's, you know, it's very masculine, external. Scorpio's a feminine, internal energy, right? All the fire and air signs are masculine gender. I didn't make it that way. All the water and earth are feminine. So you get your yin-yang dynamic that way. So to even find out, what are your positive seductive qualities? I know what works for me well, apparently, if you're British. That has something to do with it, I don't know why. Oh, all those, I have BritBox now, man. I am subscribed, man. Oh, they're just gorge, right? But there is something about a gentleman, right? That's you know, very, very seductive. But honestly, I think what it is, it's honesty and integrity, right? I like a hero rather than a villain at this stage of my life. I am 53 years old. I have dated the Rogues Gallery. Yes, I know, I don't look at it. Thanks. Thanks. Nyx Minerals. Let's keep going. This is hovering over the 8th chakra. This is in the 8th chakra. It's the program beaming down to the rest of the chakras, affecting what they attract and what they repel, their electromagnetic field. The archetype itself holds the pattern of the unity, the whole neutral archetype, and it sends down into each chakra, essentially the programming. It's like a download, changing what you attract and what you repel so that you can eventually alchemize this. And this next card is important. Daughter of the Moon Tarot. We're looking at the next 4 chakras down. Spiritual power, crown chakra. Mental power, third eye. Willpower, choices, decisions, spit, swallow, choose. Say it or don't. You know what? Do the shadow work or not. You have free will. And emotional power. So this is where the shadow work begins, by choice. But the question is, with everything going on planet Earth, do you want to delay what cannot be prevented? My guides said this to me, I think a couple of days ago, maybe last week. They're like, well, no, you don't have to process and deal with this right now. You can delay it as long as you want, but next week, next year, next life, 10 lives from now, eventually you're going to. And there was no judgment in that either. It's like you have the free will, but then that keeps you on a certain timeline. See what I'm saying? Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call for my goddesses of water. The sign of Scorpio, powers of the West, beloved aquatic goddesses of depth and intuition. And the 8th house, please, one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. What do they need to be aware of in their own interior world? Heart, third eye, crown. The world behind their eyes that Scorpios are really good at keeping hidden. That's sort of their gig. And it's fine. That's what the sign is, that deep Plutonian power there beneath the waves. Please, Daughters of the Moon Tarot, to help them alchemize this Don Juan archetype, this full to new. Okay, we have got the Spider Woman, which is the Wheel of Fortune in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. How everything is all interconnected, the past, present, the future. It's the quantum web, the unified field, all the timelines, the programming in the video game of human life. Now, we don't get to choose what the options are. We just get to choose between the options presented. Just like a video game, right? And people want to try and hack the system, and you can try, but then you're hacking the system was an option in the game, right? So who's really in control here? I don't think it's us, because the Wheel of Fortune is about destiny, and when it's a major arcana card in this type of reading, it's all 4 chakras, where if it was blades, swords, it would most likely be third eye, the mind. Well, it's time for something. Your destiny is being connected up to you in an awareness in your internal world. So how does that affect, right, your seductive qualities? I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I mean, it's a divine timing card for sure, but the idea of Spider-Woman, if you go back into the ancient creation mysteries of this planet, Spider has a lot to do with it, depending on the traditions that you research. So certainly everything is interconnected, everything is all one, blah, blah, blah. But there's an opportunity for you here to move things forward. And do you want to suffer your fate or manifest your destiny? Just don't delay what cannot be prevented. Let's look at the outside. Lower 3 chakras we do with the Mythic Tarot, Greek myth, really, it's my first language, but definitely my second. Lower 3 chakras, the physical world, the masculine energy, looking at you from the outside in, maybe you looking from the inside out at a person, place, or thing. It's a general read, so only you can know that. Lower 3 chakras are about our relationships in the world. Root chakra, groups, tribes, circles of friends, your nationality. I keep coming back to the Bad Reputation Nation. I might still be a member. I signed up for Joan Jett, the Bad Reputation Nation back in the 80s, right? So that's a tribe. 3 or more people in a group that you connect to, the human race, right? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign there. That's a tribe. You get the idea. Second chakra, more Scorpio-oriented, one-on-one relationship to another person or thing, money, sex, power. I think you know what we're talking about. And solar plexus, your relationship to yourself and the world, your honor code, your boundaries, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, what you stand for, what you won't stand for, what you will take action on and what you will not, as well as your self-esteem and your intuition, which are directly connected. Let's see what hits the table. Breathe. Ask a witch. Still point. All right, this one's coming from deep. As I call upon my gods of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the West, please, one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. Please, what do they need to be aware of? Inside out, outside in, masculine, dynamic, lower 3 chakras to assist them in alchemizing this Don Juan in the 8th with the Wheel of Fortune, Life Weaver, Spider Woman on the inner, this full to new. This could be an image of you as well as an image of someone. It's the Queen of Swords, the Aquarius card. Now, it's a full moon in Aquarius. That may or may not have anything to do with it. I think this is an actual person, right? And what do we know about Aquarians? 11th house dynamic, the Queen of Swords, fixed air. Definitely friendly, humanitarian, right? This could be somebody, though, as you hear often, I've heard a lot on YouTube, can be a little head over heart that way, more intellectual. We're also the freaks of the zodiac in bed. I'm going to tell you that I've dated a lot of Aquarians in my life. Well, they like the freaks, and I'm not exactly, run-of-the-mill in any way, shape, or form, fortunately or unfortunately. So, what I'm getting from this, this is more third eye than intuitively, but it does feel like there are conversations. So are you seducing the Aquarian? Again, they don't have to be an Aquarian, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, but they might be a little distant. Aquarians don't just pull back. They pull back and up, right? They like to see the larger picture, right? Humanitarianism, understanding that we're all one. They can be very progressive-minded, but very focused on a goal or at least a mental trajectory. In that way, and I love them. I love my aqualungs, my aquariums is what I call them. So with the chakras on the table here, Don Juan in the 8th, Wheel of Fortune on the inner, Queen of Swords on the outer, this definitely has a nice feel to it. But do know it's time. Like, you're supposed to be dealing with this person unless this is you, and certainly if you have planets in Aquarius. I'll get to the Aquarius read probably tomorrow, I think, if my schedule goes as planned. Then certainly check that out. Let's keep going. The chakras are on the table. Now let's get you a healing mantra card from the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn, M-A-T-T-K-A-H-N, because there was Kubla, there was Genghis, there was Chaka, there was Madeline, and now there's Matt. Kahn! We have a Mark Angelo Lyons Mel for short private Facebook group, and that happens at least once a month. Kahn! Someone will post the GIF, the GIF, although I understand choosy mothers choose GIF, whatever. So a mantra to help you with the shadow work as well as to align what's going on here to do the shadow work. Don Juan, Spider Woman, Queen of Swords, breathe. I'm having fun. I hope you are too. Still point. That's an interesting take. Sure, I call upon the Ascended Masters of Relationships, because obviously the Don Juan has to have someone to seduce, or maybe even be seduced by, right? So relationships, but that can be in all sorts of different ways. it's not always so very romantic, the Don Juan thing. There could be a flavor of that in there, certainly, but probably not the top note for everybody who knows. So please, one card in clarity. The perfect healing mantra, one of 4 bookie book readings for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, knock their socks off. What is their mantra this full to new August 2022? Discovering happiness. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. Now, you want to talk a seductive energy? You go to a party. Remember house parties? Oh my God, I do. I used to throw a ton of them in my new house I'm going to. I'm looking for at least an acre of property up in Saratoga. Yeah, I'm going to be moving in the next month or 2 or 3. Who knows? We're going with it. Which is why you want to be on Patreon, because they're going to see all the crazy shit that goes down. No one else maybe will. I don't know. We'll see. But you go to a house party. And, you know, there's people working the room, whatever. But then there's that one person sort of sitting in the back, and they're not necessarily hiding, but they are content. They're happy. They're radiant. It's very seductive. It's sort of like the sun, and I mean the S-U-N in the sky, right? It doesn't run around. It is stationary, and its energy field brings things into its orbit. That's seduction without agenda. It's just letting your light shine at full capacity. So let me read you what Nat Khan has to say about discovering happiness. I use this mantra a lot. I allow, underline, allow. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. That's pretty cool. Discovering happiness. Embodying the soul, discovering happiness, not terribly long. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. Damn it. When happiness is discovered, you are inspired, excited, and passionate about the gift of being alive. There is a willingness to open your heart to the mystery of each moment, which is very Scorpio. You're one of the mystical signs for sure. In other words, you're okay with mystery most of the time. Whether you're getting what you want or witnessing unexpected outcomes. In other words, you're just kind of on the journey. It's very Hercule Poirot, Agatha Raisin, right? Hamish Macbeth. I'm really kind of way hooked into that British United Kingdom murder mystery thing. The discovery of happiness frees you from needing to bring you... what is that? The discovery of happiness frees you from needing life to bring you more of this or less of that. The true joy of being yourself has dawned. This mantra is ideal for facing disappointment, developing self-approval, and feeling fulfilled. And, you know, there is a destiny unfolding inside of you. So I think the shadow work here is really going to be about looking at your private agendas, right? Where romance, perhaps, where sex is involved, where seduction in some way. Because seduction is a soul power, right? I mean, honestly, the smell of coffee and fresh baked croissants in the morning is pretty damn seductive, right? And it ain't trying. It doesn't have an agenda except to get drunk and be eaten. It's a total different take on getting drunk, isn't it? So let's ask your higher selves. The Whispers of Love Oracle. This is where the party can be turned. The Whispers of Love. Lovely deck. The higher selves of all involved, so not just you and or the crosswatcher or whoever else is involved in this. It's all one anyway at the before time. I can't say at the beginning and end of the day because it's outside of time. Please take a nice deep breath. It's a pretty intense read, huh? Dill point? Still point. There we go. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, insight needed so that they can alchemize this Don Juan with a little more grace, ease, peace, speed, grace, and safety. With that wheel of fortune turning on the inner, the Spider Woman, something written, something destined, something that can be delayed but not prevented. But with that Queen of Swords on the outer, whether that's them or somebody else, there's definitely a thing maybe here of pulling back, not necessarily the Hermit, but mentally trying to gain as much altitude through shifting attitude. It's like a plane. The more it changes the attitude, the higher or lower the altitude of the plane, but to see things from that higher altitude. And the key seems to be allowing themselves to be content exactly as they are, where they are, however they are, and in that discovering the inherent happiness of the soul. So what is their whisper of love this full to new August 2022? Demonstrate love. This puts it into action. Find out what is important to the people that you love and act on it. I don't know, I think this is kind of moving more in the romantic lean a little bit. I mean, I guess that could play itself out in other ways, but to demonstrate love, but first finding out what's important to people. Now, again, it depends on the motivation of the Don Juan. Why? So you can get something? What's their favorite bait that I can put on the hook? It's not great to control and manipulate that way, and certainly that's a private agenda. But if you could be like, no, I'm just going to, from my own place of happiness, in other words, I would not demonstrate love until you are more and more. I mean, it's not like you hit this grandiose moment and then forevermore you're always content exactly as you are until you get there, maybe. That's real practical enlightenment, right? This is, all right, I'm going to demonstrate love and act on it in some way. Demonstrate love. Doesn't scream romantic sexual, but it's leaning that way. There must be a good percentage of people watching this video where that's what this is about, particularly with the Don Juan. Okay. If you're going to take the hero's journey of shadow work, you might as well have a divine animals oracle with you. We all have spirit animals and totems. They're not exactly the same thing, and I really want to do a video on that, but maybe after I move, at least the way I experience it, the way I've been taught. So the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy, Demarco, it's just got the coolest name, and I love this deck. The artwork is amazing. The book is so chock full of information, but I'm just going to read the verbal description and the magic little paragraph that they have in there, how to implement the more magical part of working with the spirit animal or totem. Clear that third chakra. Please take a nice deep breath. Well, that feels nice. Still point. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, who walks with them, who swims with them, who crawls with them, who flies with them along their side, right? Helping them do the shadow work, giving them the guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power, support, protection, healing as needed, so that they can alchemize this Don Juan archetype, Wheel of Fortune, Life Weaver, Spider Woman on the inner, Queen of Swords, giving perhaps more intellectual, even maybe even a psychological POV on this as they discover happiness, maybe focusing their mind on that mantra. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am because the wheels are turning inside. And as a result, demonstrating love, maybe even unto themselves, which, you know, it's holographic. Boogie, oogie, oogie, please. Beloved pantheon of spirit animals and totems, what is their divine animals oracle message this full to new August 2022? Gorilla la 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 la. It's a gorilla la 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 la. Won't you buy them, take them home and try them? Don't buy gorillas. They're beautiful in the mist, etc. Oh, a beautiful card, by the way. The key word is peace. We don't often think of gorillas as peaceful. I saw King Kong on Broadway. Gigantic. That was freaking gigantic. Intermission was just like handing out Cheez-Its now. Sorry. Trying to keep these light. Card number 4. Yeah, the key word is peace. This is really lovely. Aww. Gorillas in the Mist. Good movie. Jane Goodall, right? I suck at names. Please don't cancel me. Oh, it's card number 1, but they do it in that fancy font. So it looks like Voix. How dare you? Please take a nice deep breath. Card number 1, Gorilla. Oh wow, its Latin name is Gorilla. Okay, Gorilla. I'm down. Peace is your key word. To seek or negotiate for peace is a position of strength, not weakness. Choose peace rather than war. Strong leaders lead by example. The greatest kind of strength involves restraint. Don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot there, but I think the real takeaway is here, in terms of how you demonstrate love, you're going to be teaching, you're going to be leading by example. The magic. Everyone has heard of King Kong. No, really? So perhaps the idea of guerrilla magic inciting peace and sociability may be shocking. We know of the huge physical strength of gorillas, yet this power is used with incredible restraint. When you need to exercise the same restraint... Oh, I think I got what this means for some of you. When you need to exercise the same restraint, or you need to be the peacemaker in a situation, call in guerrilla magic to exist. Now, I'm going to say, if someone's being different here and your seductive energy is on full blast, which Scorpios, you don't have to do much. It's that magnetic. Yes, there is an active part to seduction, obviously. But it is if the magnetic part isn't there, right? The electro, if the magnetic's not there, right? So that peace, which certainly, again, could come from discovering happiness, allowing yourself to be content exactly as you are, because then it allows other people around you to relax, right? And that's very seductive in this time of so much stress and confusion going on the planet. So that's why it's like when I tuned in, I was like, oh, that feels so nice. I was like, what? But, seduction isn't all, pour some sugar on me. Or Crimson Clover over and over. Sorry. Yay, the new deck. Oh, I love this deck so much. The Whispers of Lord Ganesh by Angelo Hartfield, who also does the Whispers of Love for the Higher Selves. Obviously, this is the voice blessed and consecrated to Lord Ganesh or Ganesha. If you are unfamiliar, Hindu god, often depicted, almost always depicted, with an elephant head, a god of great wealth and joy and abundance, but mostly known as the remover of obstacles. So if you think of those 3 atoms in lead as the obstacles to gold, I love these. I just think this deck is wonderful. It's another book read, but I think you'll dig it. It's not that much, but it's really, really clear. Breathe. Still point. Oh, as I call upon, touching into this energy veil, as I call upon the beloved Lord Ganesh, please, in all humility and love and respect, please, one card in clarity, which is why you inspired this oracle, writing your message to help remove the blocks for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, and Rising Venus signs of cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading to help them with the alchemy, so they can be all that they need to be in this, to alchemize that Don Juan archetype, Wheel of Fortune, on the inner, it's time. Inner time, right? With the Queen of Swords on the outer, there might be some distance here, but definitely a more intellectual approach, which can also be great to appreciate beauty and the larger picture, and a more synthesized point of view rather than purely one more holographic point of view, as they discover happiness, allowing themselves to be content exactly as they am. Things naturally unfold, and the shadow work can commence in a more peaceful way. But as a result of them, then that will be the result, allowing them to demonstrate love, and again, to themselves as well. Maybe taking the space that they need to really examine what their private agendas are, which can often be locked away in the shadow for decades and decades and decades, because we don't want to even acknowledge it. So please, one card in clarity. Help them remove their obstacles. This full to new, August 2022. Wholeness, WHOLENESS. Very Heart Chakra card. I mean, literally the Heart Chakra, the 6-pointed star in the center. There's just, Blue Angel Publishing, who makes a lot of the decks that I work with, It's just gorgeous. Their quality, I'm not going to say it's unprecedented. Ooh, I did just open to it, though. Highly recommend this. All right, ready? Wholeness. Breathe, right? You integrate the shadow to embrace those pieces that have been dismembered so you remember them. Breathe. Yeah, wholeness. Acknowledge the oneness of all life. Recognize that you are part of something larger, very Aquarian. You have a connection here with not only this life and physical body, but with the divine and the universe. Ganesha is guiding you to recognize the sacred truth that you are a divine being here to give and receive love. It's time to recognize your role in this life. You are complete and whole as you are. I allow myself to be content exactly as I am. You lack nothing. The simplest way to win hearts is through your actions. The Don Juan demonstrating love. Jeez. Green is representative of the 4th chakra, the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the center of where we experience love. When the heart chakra is open, you're able to create a safe and supportive, loving environment, allowing others to be content exactly as they are. When the heart chakra is clear and in balance, you will find compassion for all life. You may be more empathic. You may be able to see the divine in other people. You will find you are happy and fulfilled because you are fulfilling your divine purpose in service to humanity. Do you see why I added these cards? It just summed up every card on the table. Your sense of self is not limited to the ego. Your consciousness will expand, and you realize that to love others is to love yourself, to demonstrate love to yourself, because we are all one. A lot of this is in my book, Words of Grace, and it's in chakra chapters, so you can just skip to the heart if you want. This card symbolizes peace. Gorilla. You are asked to take a moment and hold the color green in your heart. You may experience a soothing, relaxed feeling that will bring a sense of renewal and self-control. If you are in need of healing, breathe deeply and affirm your health and healing. That's amazing. That is really... Okay, now it's a Lego piece puzzle. Click, 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 click. We got one more, though. Thank you, Lord Ganesh. The Hidden Blessing from the Blessed Be, the Celtic, mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower, but the deck itself I blessed and consecrated to the pantheons of all pantheons, not just the Celtic, means the angelic, the Greek, the Roman, the Egyptian, the whoever, whatever. For the well-being of all, because there's gold in this lead. As I said, there's a hidden blessing. There's a purpose behind all of this. And this deck gives us a little clue, tip, and hint about the blessing inherent in that purpose. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Last card. Down as I call upon the beloved pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, all lineages, all cultures across the board for the well-being of all. Please, one card in clarity. The hidden blessing, the gold within the lead. Should they just do their best? They don't have to cross every T, dot every I. But if they really do their best on this, what is the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead? They spotlighting their positive, seductive qualities. Because it's time. There's a change. There's a moving forward, an evolution with the Life Weaver. Something scripted in, probably part of their sacred contract, and maybe even a soul contract involving this Queen of Swords, regardless of gender. The Aquarian energy there could even be them pulling back and pulling up, seeing things from a higher place so that they can discover happiness. Either way, whoever that Queen of Swords is, to discover happiness, allowing themselves to be content exactly as they are, and from that place demonstrating love and being peaceful about it. Demonstrating their love in leadership that way with the guidance, grace, clarity of Lord Ganesh, with the wholeness from the heart, that emotional heart open space that really lined up everything previously in this 8-card draw. So please, pantheons of all pantheons, what is the hidden blessing for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, this full to new, August 2022. Aye, 'tis a blessing on your day. Manly, yes, but I like it too. Gorgeous. I mean, this all again, Blue Angel Publishing, just gorgeous. Okay, I want that arm cuff, and I want it now. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, who makes their jewelry? Well, probably the dwarves in the mountains, in the ram tops. Oh, dear God, I'm a little too deep into Terry Pratchett, but I'm not complaining. Card number 5, right? Yeah, it's not a... No, it's a 5. It's not a squirrely one. The first 4 blessings are like fire, earth, air, and water, so this is now a blessing on your day. Now, I don't think this is just for one day. I would think this is about how you go about your day, but let's see. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh. So here's what's going to happen. This is not terribly long. I am going to read this, but we do the blessings for real. I got my blessing cords on. I don't always have them on, but I got my Torch of Archangel Ariel, got our crystal rutilated quartz ametrine, all sorts on there, hardware. Ends with the words blessed be, so I'm going to give you the blessing for realsies, and then if you want to hang around and chat for a little bit at the end, it's where I release the collective I'm reading, and usually it comes out goofy. Let's hope. Because this is lovely. I mean, really, the shadow attribute of this is really about you looking at your private agendas, right? So a blessing on your days for this, to do this, it's going to help heal the entire world. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheons of the divine, pantheons of all pantheons, do this. Clear my throat. A blessing on your day. Okay, hold on. Since I have not been coughing my head off all day, because pollen season is pretty much past here on Long Island at the time of this recording, this might take you some time to clear, right? The throat chakra, the willpower part of that it might take time. Yes, it's something that can be delayed but not prevented, but I don't know that it can be sped up. Just saying. Please take a nice deep breath. A blessing on your day. A blessing to bring awareness, to shape and set the energy of the day, and to frame it with light and the possibilities of healing, adventure, and gratitude. May your soul feel called by the song of the day. May this day be gentle and good, clear and sure, filled with grace and gentle reminders of your own divinity, because we're all one. May the people you meet this day show generosity of spirit, be hospitable and welcome, and open and candid in all of their dealings. That's helpful. May the sky be filled with blue and white. May the green beneath your feet be solid and soft to walk upon. May the rain fall soft and nourishing, and trees whisper to you the secrets that you need to know. May any challenges you encounter find an answering strength and courage within you. And when you come to your rest this night, may you remember the many blessings this day held and account for them with the gods and be thankful for each of them, no matter how small. Blessed be. For the well-being of all, and with harm unto none, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. So it is. Very Gomez Adams. Don Juan, right? Wheel of Fortune turning, an Aquarian energy. Be content as you are. Allow yourself to be content. Demonstrate love with peace and wholeness. And I really do feel like that's what this blessing on the day is. It's the amalgamation of all of these. So if it made sense to you, if it helped a little bit, please do hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. It just helps the other Scorpios and cross watchers find the reading. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, by all means, feel free to subscribe. I'm not stopping, but I am moving this year instead of next year as planned, we think. So yeah, I'm putting these out when they're done, so you might want to hit the notification bell, because I'm putting them out literally as soon as they're done processing. Poop, out they go. And certainly if you want to go deeper, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Malcolm, Patreon. I'm building a lovely community over there. Really lovely people from around the world, which is really lovely too. So I stream there every morning, as I said. They got a lot of exclusive content that no one else will ever see, with more of that coming, as well as advanced content that the rest of the world will see eventually. So if you want more of me, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, come Patreon on Patreon. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mel, I can always juggle in a client as soon as possible. Explains everything for you, beginning, middle, and end, just like Clarissa. I love you all so very much. My Scorpios, my 8th housers, have at it. Good luck, reach out, get help if you need it, and comment if you feel it. I love you. Hang in there. Hell, farewell, and blessed be.